Hi, I'm Matt Bossler.
And I'm Allison Gomes, and we're Bulls Team L. Let me begin with a brief intro. Our team did really well. We were in first place every week except the first week when we put money into two R&D projects. The Bulls Team L began with two Cyanite brands, Loop and Lock. In P4, we added on an R&D project that focused on increasing market share for the professionals market and launched Loon in period 5. How did our firm do overall in performance? Our market share price rose steadily from 1,000 in P0 to 7,278 in P6. In P6, our revenue was more than double our nearest competitor, Firm T, with $303 million compared to their less than $150 million. Our position among competitors also did very well. Ever since P2, we have remained significantly above our competitors in stock price. Only in P1 did one of our competitors beat us. It was Firm N. Clearly, this chart is an exciting one to share. After P4, our firm began to separate significantly away from our closest competitor, Firm T. Brand performance. How well did the brand sell? Overall, the brand sold well. We ended in P6 on the top of the competitive charts. Both our market share index and our revenues significantly increased throughout the simulation. Additionally, our market share ended in P6 with 53%. Again, Firm T was the closest to us with a total market share of 21%. Who did we sell to? Lock was the most successful of our brands. Lock captured 81% of the shoppers' market share. Loop did almost as well. They were the clear winner of the high earner segment by capturing more than 70% of market share. Even Loon, which was launched in P5, ended in second place in market share in the professionals market with 41% of market share, clearly stealing it away from Firm T. Performance in each segment. In addition to our market share success, there were other successes. Production in each segment stayed strong. We sold out of our products in several rounds. Brand perceptions. We were able to align our features to the ideal features to make the brands more attractive to our customers using the results from our R&D projects. Brand awareness was also above 70% for both Loop and Lock for most of the simulation. Price remained competitive and closely aligned with ideals. Challenges. Loon was not as successful since it only launched in P5. Although we continuously increased production, we lost out on market share to our competitors by not producing enough, which resulted in lost sales.
What were the keys to our success? General strategy. We used the basic strategy to optimize products for specific market segments. We only targeted one market segment per product. We ordered all possible market research studies. This information is critical for strategic planning throughout the game. The charts within tools should also be thoroughly examined for clues as to the other team's strategies. Target the market segments with the largest future growth. This information can be found in the market forecast. R&D. First, we determined the formula for converting semantic scale values to actual brand characteristics. When we started a new R&D project, the values of that product should be aligned to the ideal values of the target segment in whichever period the product will launch in. These values can be estimated by using the market forecast. In period 4, a new product was created, Loon, to target the professional segment and gain market share. A secondary objective for this product was to stop the growth of market share within the professional segment for the product Tone. Advertising. Taking a loan out early on was one of the key factors in our success. We took a risk and it returned much larger gains than any of our competitors in period 2. We spent the money borrowed from our loan on advertising and commercial team. Our goal was to outspend our competitors. The loan allowed Team L spent more on advertising and commercial teams than its competitors in the first few rounds. This allowed Team L to continue its momentum in market share growth. In period 5, we recognize that there are drawbacks for having a commercial team too large. Too many salespeople can actually hurt brand contribution. Production. Locating and utilizing the lost sales chart in tools. Before discovering this chart, we were selling out of products, but I had no idea how much more potentially could have been sold. By using the information provided in the lost sales chart, we could accurately predict future production. Understanding the plus and minus 20% production scaling and calculating production, taking this into consideration. So what would we have done differently? We would have thoroughly checked out the tools section earlier and searched for useful charts. If this had been done, the lost sales chart would have been located sooner and not as many sales would have been lost. We wrongly assumed in period 4 that a larger commercial team would result in increased sales. Our commercial team size was much too large and it hurt our brand contribution. This resulted in Loop losing market share. We would have created new products to target other market segments earlier in the simulation. We were late to the game in launching Loon in period 5, and cumulative sales would have likely been higher if Loon had been launched in an earlier period. We would have created a new brand specifically to target the Savers segment. Had these actions been completed, we would have increased sales and revenue for Team L.
Key areas of marketing management: segmentation, targeting. This simulation and the course discussions and readings helped emphasize that it's best to target a specific market segment when creating a brand. For example, we targeted the high earners in Loop. It is important to pay attention to the product differentiations and features when customizing products. We know from our reading that what is most important to the high earners, shoppers, and professional segments is price and performance. Therefore, in each period, we adjusted our features to the ideals. By engaging in competitive market strategies, we were able to target our audience. The old adage, you need to spend money to make money, worked for us. If you look through the charts, our firm spent way more than our nearest competitor and had the largest commercial team. Increasing our commercial teams proved to be an important strategy that we applied from our course in reading. We were able to successfully leverage our commercial teams to help target each market segment by disproportionately scaling our commercial teams to various retail outlets. We found that in general, our markets bought less from online stores and more evenly between mass merchandisers and specialty stores. We adjusted our sales team in each period to more effectively capitalize on this concept. We also employed a market challenger strategy in P4. We noticed that tone was gaining ground in the professional segment, so we created the R&D project to go after the professional market. This was a preemptive defense strategy, and it worked. We slowed both Tone and Firm S's growth in the professional market.
Product. A product is defined as anything that can be offered to a market to satisfy a want or need. Without a product, a firm cannot exist. For a product to be successful, it must be designed to cater to a specific market segment. In MarkStrat, we quickly learned this, and it was one of the biggest keys to our success. A product that is too generic will not appeal to any market segment, and it will not be successful. It is better to first learn and understand the wants of the target audience. Once this information is available, a product can be created based on their requirements. The life cycle of a product must also be taken into consideration. A new and popular product cannot be a top seller forever if left unchanged. This is because new competitors arise with better features, and the tastes of consumers change. This means that a product must be improved from time to time in order to stay competitive. If a firm offers multiple products, they should be careful not to target a market with more than one product. Competing products produced by a single firm will result in lost sales. A product can be marketed to emphasize certain features. This can make the product stand out from its competitors, even if the feature being promoted has little or no differences compared to its competitors. The base cost of a product must be taken into consideration during development. A product with a high base cost should not be marketed to low-end market segments.
Price. It is important to set price as part of the overall market strategy and to revisit it often. One marketing mistake is to not vary price. Contrary to popular thought, some market segments are willing to pay higher prices. Ironically, another mistake is to price a product too low. Some of the dangers of setting prices too low are perceived value pricing. You don't want your product to be perceived as not having good quality. It could create increased market shares initially, but in the long run, the consumers will drop out because they have not created brand loyalty. We tried to remain in line with the perceived ideal value of price, but also took into consideration the prices of our competitors. Demand also affects price. If there's a lot of demand, you can increase your price. We did not increase our price until a few factors happened. We modestly increased our price once our brand awareness rose above 70%, our demand was good, brand loyalty had been established, and our features were aligned with ideal values. Only then did we increase our price in order to increase overall revenue. However, in the beginning, we started out very competitive, especially because our features were not in ideal alignment in the beginning of the simulation.
Place. As we learned in MarkStrat, market segments shop at different types of stores. There are 3 types of stores, and they include specialty shops, mass merchandisers, and online stores. While all market segments shop at all types of stores, their distribution is not equal, and some store types are frequented more than others. For a product to sell at its maximum potential, the shopping habits of the target market segment must be known. Knowing the shopping habits of the targeted market segment will allow the company selling a product to tailor the volume and distribution of store types their product will be sold at. An example would be a high-end product. This product should not be sold exclusively at mass merchandiser stores, as the market segment which purchases this type of product does not frequently visit these store types. The result of this product sale location would be a low sales volume compared to a high-end product being sold at specialty stores. It is important that a company determine the distribution coverage of the product it is selling among the different store types. The distribution coverage is determined by dividing the number of stores the product is being sold at by the total number of stores in that region. This should be completed for each type of store. If the company determines its distribution coverage is not comparative to the shopping habits of the target segment, then it should increase or decrease the number of outlets the product is being sold at by store type. Promotion. The purpose of a sales promotion is to raise the consumer awareness of a product or brand, to generate sales and create brand loyalty. A consumer cannot buy a product if they do not know that product exists. In MarkStrat, we learned that a larger advertising and commercial team budget would often result in increased sales. We also learned that too much advertising or too many salespeople can be counterproductive to sales. Most top-selling products have high levels of consumer awareness. Consumer awareness is achieved through marketing campaigns and promotions. Elements of promotion include sales promotion, advertising, sales force, public relations, and direct marketing. A sales promotion is a limited time offer used to generate consumer demand. Examples of sales promotions include coupons, contests, and rebates. Advertising is the paid communication to promote a product through a form of mass media. The sales force are the individuals whose job it is to increase consumer awareness as well as sell the product. Public relations is when a third party carries information about the product being sold, either for free or paid. Direct marketing is a form of advertising that allows the firm to communicate directly with the potential customer.
In conclusion, great class. Thank you.